What changes when you stop undercharging for your expertise and finally build an offer people are excited to invest in? In this case study, I sat down with Vinita, who's a student inside Leverage 20. She's a job hunt coach who went from charging just $300 for her one on one coaching to closing dream clients at $2,000, becoming fully booked out, and now preparing her first group offer launch. This conversation is proof that you don't need a bigger audience, that you only need a strong essential offer, a very clear messaging that targets the urgency, and the confidence to sell your expertise over and over again.
Here,
So let's get into it.
you had some amazing results inside Leverage 20, and I would
Mhm.
love to talk about that in depth. Let us know, who are you, what's your name, and who do you serve in this online industry?
Hi, I'm Vinita. I'm a job hunt coach who helps immigrants land jobs in the US, specifically people pivoting from architecture to construction management. And I have been working with Anu for almost 7, 8 months now. And yeah, I'm excited to share the next things.
I love that. I think you started in January, so we are, yeah, oh my
Mhm,
God, 7 months. That's crazy. I
mhm.
feel like we started yesterday.
Yeah.
So many wins and so many breakthroughs in the program. Okay, so at the time when you started, I remember you were charging a little bit less for your one-on-one coaching program, right? How did you actually decide? Like, what was the price, and how did you decide on that price?
So actually, I started with like online low ticket offer, which is $15 per month. So that was how I started. And then I started building it up little by little. And after I joined your mentorship, and I also wanted to do one-on-one calls, so I got a little more confident about that. And in the beginning, I was like, I can only charge $500 because I don't feel like, anybody will pay for it and things like that. So I started my first one-on-one. Like before that, we started building the group, offer a little bit higher ticket, so $50, $100, and then I started seeing that people are actually buying the $100 and realizing that, oh, the one-on-one mentorship people that I'm taking on calls are actually going and buying the $100. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop the $100 and actually just sell the one-on-one mentorship. And I started with the $500 one. And when I did it, I realized that it was so much more effort for those 8 weeks that and also the results were there. And then I was like, actually, I'm not charging enough. And also, like, it made me, you made me realize that it's about the transformation and not about the hours that we are putting in and everything. So then I was still scared. I slowly pushed it $2,000
Mm.
and then pushed it to five for 1,500, then pushed it to 2,000. So now I am like at 2000, still battling my own money mindset, but realizing that yes, the value I bring is much more. And then now I'm able to book clients at 2K and only going higher from here.
I love that. Yeah, I remember you had this membership, right?
Mhm.
Where you were. I feel like for the value that you're providing, even the membership was like too low. And I
Yeah.
wanted like Vinita to be, hey, let's push you. Like, you want cash, you want money, you want people. Let's put the high ticket out there. I would say
Mhm.
it took. What would you say? How much it took to to go from that? I think, did you start with $300?
$500.
$500 was your
Yeah.
one-on-one coaching?
First one-on-one. Yeah.
Okay. And then
But it
how,
included some mentorship membership price also. So it was less, but yeah,
yeah, and
around.
how long, what would you say was the hardest part in going and realizing, oh, I should actually charge more?
I feel the mindset of like, oh, well, I won't pay, but somebody else would pay, like challenging myself and also realizing that the value that I'm giving is much more. Because earlier I was thinking, oh, like I'm helping them get a job, but I didn't realize that without this help, they wouldn't actually be able to get there.
Mhm.
And it's not that I'm just like helping them. I'm actually providing them a lot of support in terms of how they are actually going to do the pivot. So it's not just the counseling, it's more of like a guided map. And that is what people need. So realizing that it's something which I'm value, like even family members will like tell you, don't charge so much. They're just students. Like even I know my parents would be like, they are just students, and I'll be telling them that these students are crying, like, I don't have the money, ma'am. And then I have to like explain it to myself that this is not about, like they have come to the US to do their masters, they do have the money. It's more about like what they think is the importance of this.
Mhm.
And also that I have to remember that this is a business. If I am not able to support people for a longer period of time, I am doing disservice to the other people. So if my business is not being profitable or being able to sustain itself, there are so many things that we are putting in the business. If I'm not doing that, then it's not going to be there 5 years later, and the people who need the support 5 years later are not going to have that support. So it's not just that we think of like, oh, this is the one thing, but there's so many things that we have to calculate about. So I think realizing that.
Wow, this is already so much breakthrough happening. I love it. What were you struggling with when it comes to actually signing high ticket clients, high paying clients, clients where like, hey, Vinita, I see what you do. I need this. Here, take my $2,000.
Yeah, I think the how to do sales calls, it's a skill and it can be learned. I realized that later on, once I started working with you, that how to actually do those sales calls, and it takes a while to get there. I did like 30 sales call to close like three people or something. So it was a long journey to be like, that's fine. Like be open to being like going through the motions of like you will learn in every sales call like one thing that you did wrong. It's like an interview is what I would tell myself. Like
Hmm.
I'm just learning from these things, that even if I'm like, oh, I froze at one point, or I was not sure what to answer, or I hesitated when I was telling my price, or things like that, that I have to like make a understanding of like, okay, this was the mistake and this is how it will be, instead of feeling like nobody's signing up
Hmm.
and losing hope. So I feel I learned how to do sales calls well, and how to like change your money mindset and everything. So doing self coaching and understanding that these are objections that people are having in their mind. That does not mean they are disvaluing you,
Hmm.
devaluing you. That is more of how you are explaining them the offer and how you're talking them through the process. Because like another thing that I did that kind of helped me was did a shortcut of just adding it in my questionnaire, so people know what they are coming for. And if they had an issue with the money, I would mention like in the message that I sent to them after that, that hey, you mentioned about this, money is still a issue or something. And then I would make a call if I would really want to help them, or I will discontinue. But if they say that I don't have the money or something, then it's more like because I had the number of calls that I could do it. If I don't have calls set up, then I would just take every call.
Yeah, I mean, you're working full time as well,
Hmm.
and you want to make this like full time income. So
Hmm.
you are already like pre qualifying and disqualifying the leads who cannot
Yeah,
actually work with you. Tell us,
right.
like, can you take us when you got the first, like, I know how you have grown, like, step by step, like, chart. The first offer was, did you say $15?
$15.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
going from $15 to charging 2000, it's a huge, huge milestone. Can you actually walk us through like the first time you said out loud, like, hey, the offer is $2000? How did you feel? Tell us, like, take us through that moment.
Yeah, it took me a while because I started like doing only $500 increments. So every time I would practice in front of the mirror, and I had to tell myself, even saying 500 was a lot in my head. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Then saying the $1,000, it took some courage. And then I started realizing that people were not as shocked as I was. because they saw the value in it, and that gave me confidence. And then when they got the results, they were like, yes, it's totally worth it. And then it gave me more confidence that, oh yeah, another thing is like people will invest if they are investing, so they will mentally and be actually signed up. Otherwise, if I charge $15, they're not even opening the course.
Mm.
So that was the mind shift, that if I am charging them more, that does not mean that I'm ripping them off or something. It is that I am actually making sure that they are invested in this as much as I am, and then they are actually getting the results. So yeah, like talking to yourself about the money mindset was a big thing. Talking in front of mirror, practicing my sales calls,
Mm.
doing mock-up interviews within the mentorship. That was really helpful because I remember my first high ticket, like $500 or like $1,000, was closed because I did a mentorship mock-up call with one of the students in Leverage 20, and that really helped me gain the confidence. I didn't realize how important mock-up sales call is, because when you try to do it yourself, there's a certain level of comfort zone, but when you're doing it with another person, you push yourself out of that, and you know you're not going to get judged, so you go a little bit above, in like terms of, okay, I'll be afraid to ask something, but I have to push myself to ask these things. So yeah, that helped.
That's amazing. Like, did raising your prices help you to actually like make? Did it make it harder or easier to attract the people you wanted to work with?
Yeah, I feel like now I've realized that it's not really about the price, because people will pay 2K, 3K, or like an amount of money is not the main thing. It's how you're like doing the sales calls, how you're actually doing the like conversion, or your content is doing the conversion. If you're actually hitting the point, like it's not like it doesn't matter how much you're charging. In fact, charging high ticket, you get the right kind of people, and those are the people who are invested, who are actually like a fan of your work and want to work with you, and those are like the star clients that you want, rather than picking everybody who is looking for like a free advice.
Mm. But would you say when you had those low ticket offers and the membership that you kind of wanted to serve everyone who's in your community?
Yeah.
Why do you think is that?
Yeah, because I felt like if I sell low ticket and I sell to masses, I will get more money. But that was far from the truth, because nobody will feel like it's a specific offer for them. But now that the offer is so specific, that the person who is thinking about it is like, oh, there is nobody else who can help me in this particular way. And I have to go with this person because this is the only person who can help me. So that, I think that really changed the mindset, that oh yeah, actually even why I would sign up would be like, yes, Anu is woman of color coach, and she would understand my issues, and she has grown coaching businesses, so it was like perfectly aligning with me.
Mhm.
But if it was just a regular coaching thing, I wouldn't do it. So similarly, if I'm just giving helping everybody land a job, then yes, I'm helping a lot of people, but I am not helping the right people. If I'm able to help architects pivot,
Mhm.
that is like, yes, the people are feeling heard and seen, and it's much easier to do the conversion. Yeah. But it's so hard. For
Why?
me also, it's so hard to even now, because I talk about job search on my page, and even when I do it, it's very hard to be like, oh, am I just gonna sell this offer to only architects, like
Mhm.
only people who are interested in the pivot, not for everybody who's landing a job, but I can help everybody land a job. And I
Mhm.
have been doing that. I have been closing clients at 2K for landing a job, which are not at all in my field.
Mhm.
But when I had the calls with my clients who are in my field, they are like fan of my work. They are like, I totally feel you. You're answering all of my questions. And
Mhm.
I'm like, actually, even though I have these both the clients, it's more like I feel connection of like ideal client with the ones which are in my industry, and it's
Mhm.
much easier for me to help them
Mhm.
and get better results. So it feels like, okay, this is more aligned now finally, but it's very hard to get there, because you want to tell yourself that, oh, this, I lose the other people who are
Mhm.
there,
Mhm.
and I don't want to lose clients, but they were never your clients. They were just bystanders. When you're making it specific, then they become your clients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's this niching drama or niche drama that every women of color coach, industry expert are going through, where you got the coaching, you got a lot of coaching in order
Hmm.
to, be very specific in your messaging. And so that in your industry, you are becoming and you are being the best for your clients.
Correct. Yeah.
Now that you are booked out with your one-on-one coaching, how did that actually change your income? But more importantly, how did it actually change your confidence and your life?
Yeah, so the day I closed two clients back to back, oh my God, I was planning my $1 million business. I was like, this is happening. I'm gonna grow so big. And it was so like so motivating. I felt like this is finally a business now. I can finally, uh say that I'm a business owner. And I actually started saying it to my friends. Till then I was like, yeah, I help. Like I'm a creator. I talk about job search was my identity.
Hmm.
But after that I met people. I said, yeah, I'm a business owner who I also run my business, who is basically helping people in job search. So it mentally helped me be okay with the identity, because till now I was just like afraid. I'm not really making that much money. What do I even say it? And clarify myself. But then after that, it made me feel like, oh yeah, this is going to work. I just, if I have capacity, if I'm able to do this in a group, then it'll be even more, being able to be more lucrative and helpful.
Hmm.
So it felt like, yes, this is going to work out. So it gave me a lot of confidence for sure. And even in terms of financially, I felt much more comfortable. Like I feel less on edge. And I was literally looking at my bank account yesterday. I was like, what do I do with this money I have? Where should I invest it? I was like literally thinking, I was asking my husband, like, what should we do? And I was like, oh my God, this has been so long that I have felt that way. Because yes, like you have like decent income, but somehow like lifestyle creep happens and you just end up mostly spending and saving a very small part of it. But then when you have another business which is giving you income, then you're like, oh wow, this is another part of the pie that I'd never had. And now I'm like, okay, how do I kind of smartly
Hmm.
invest
Hmm.
it?
I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I love it. This is what I also preach. Like, hey, use your business, your coaching business as the vehicle to make, like, to multiply money. Like, see your business as how you are making money, take that money and multiply it. And I love
Mm.
that you're already thinking like that. Love it. So let's talk more about mindset, because I believe that is the part where a lot of women of color coaches are stuck. What did you believe before that you no longer believe now?
That charging less is helping people more people.
Mm.
Because I feel like if I tried that, I charged $15 and I got some results, but I didn't get most like people to actually even engage with the program, right? So my success rate was not as much. I had a lot of testimonials from people in like smaller areas, but I didn't actually feel like I impacted somebody's life totally to like change them into the other side of the entire equation. So I feel like now, even earlier, I felt like I understood like the logic behind it, but it was hard to implement. But now, when I look back at it, I'm like, if I was charging the same amount, I would have stopped doing this like long back. And that means I wouldn't have been able to help all the people that I am able to help now. And that's my mindset going in now, that is this like, or not just a, oh yeah, this particular session or something, it's making me money, but it's more about like, is this actually fueling my business in the long term?
Mhm.
And then thinking of it that way makes me be like, yes. So now it doesn't feel like I should be charging less anymore. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so being in this process for like 7, 8 months, what surprised you the most about the process?
Mm, the most, I would say the entire like how my perception changed about how to actually do sales calls, how to actually do like how to charge high ticket, and how to actually like walk people through those like steps of the sales calls, and even the mentorship and everything. I feel I learned a lot about how to do mentorship as well,
Mm-hmm.
from the way you conduct yourself, the way you ask questions and everything. So I had to rethink that, no, instead of giving solutions all the time, you have to dig in deep and help them. And then it's just how to actually do your content in a way that it targets the right audience, because till now I was trying to target the masses, get the followers. So that was my biggest mindset shift, that like I realized that my followers is not equal to the money in my bank account, and I had to like really fight for that in my head, because still I feel like in my head there is somewhere like I want to reach 100K, I want to just reach 100K, and then my mind will stop stressing out about it. But it's like I have to tell myself that this is not the same thing, because I did not make money when I had a growth in my followers
Mm-hmm.
very fast, but when now I'm not growing super fast, but I still am able to make more money. So I have to tell myself that no, this is important. What is important is how you're able to attract the right audience instead of just get the followers.
I love it. Do you feel like that your business is now becoming lighter, you have more fun and fulfillment as your revenue and your capacity is growing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like more confident in my one-on-one calls and everything. So I feel like yes, I can, help the people the right way. And I'm still learning how to do the group offer, putting the group offer together. So I feel like there's still things that I'm learning, but that's also makes it interesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like interested in like going more into it and getting more and more comfortable, so that then it does not become like a stress in my head. But I know that it's very my personality of like being bored very fast. So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what, enjoy the hard part, like just embrace it, learn new things. But it's easier to do like one-on-one for sure. Like I
Yeah.
feel super confident that I'm
Mm.
like, oh, what if I just do one-on-one for one more session and then one more cycle and then go into the group
Mm.
mentorship? I have to tell myself that no, this is the only reason I'm pushing this is because it's hard,
Mm-hmm.
not because it is yeah,
Yeah, I would
like
even
any
add it's only like you have the perception that group is hard because you never did it. You know, it's
correct.
unknown for you. You don't know how it will be. You don't know, you cannot control it. But with one on
Hmm.
one coaching, because you have done it over and over again and you had such a huge success, you feel like that is the easy part. You can do it in your sleep.
Yeah,
So the first
yeah.
step, and that's why you are in Leverage 20, the first group launch can be messy and it's okay. We're going to do it together.
Yeah. I feel also one-on-one, you know that it's only one person that
Yeah.
you're dealing with. It's easier. But in a
Mm,
group, it's like, oh, there are four other people who are watching me mess up and judge me and things like that. So I have to be like, okay, how do I kind of calm my nerves in that? Because like we are all humans.
true. I love it. What would you say? What was it like being coached inside Leverage 20?
Yeah, I think it's really nice to actually have more tailored guidance to whatever the issue you're facing in every single day.
Hmm.
Because half of the time I feel like coaching is just a form of confidence building. Literally what I do with my students and what you do with me. Because I basically I'm like, oh, she's helping me solve my mental stress more than anything else. So it's like my therapist come my mentor, everything in one. So to you, I'll be like, I don't know, I feel underconfident. I'll just drop like one-liner messages in school, like I feel underconfident about the offer. I'm not sure, and then you will dig in deep. You will help me through all of those things. So I feel like it's very um, insightful to see how the coaching made me think instead of telling me. You are actually making me realize what already is like in my head, but even more deeper. So yeah, I think that's really good. And also just the calming of nerves, I feel it really helps if you have a coach and mentor behind you to support you throughout like anything that you're struggling with. Because I tell it to my husband and he'll be like, yeah. And and then he'll be like, yeah, then don't do it. Or like something lame. Like, I'm like, no, that's not the point. Then he's like, then do it. I'm like, just listen to me.
Yeah, you know what? I stopped asking for advice and for coaching from people who are not in the situation I want to be. I stopped it, no matter
Correct.
who it is. I stopped
Correct.
asking advice from my parents, from my siblings, from people around me who is not in the shoes I want to be in. And that was the
Correct.
biggest mental peace I could have as a business owner.
Yeah, I agree. agree with you totally. And also, like, just realizing that there is one person who's actually going to sit and hear all your problems and guide you in the right way. They're not always going to solve it for you. They are going to show you the path to solve it. So it's also the realization that you have to do the work. It's not that I'll go to you with a question and then you'll just give me an answer and I'll be done. Like,
Mm.
no, I have to like I have to understand that this is something I need to figure out. So
Mm.
instead of like, yeah, you do this,
Mhm.
90% or 80% of the time you're like, what do you think you should be doing?
Yeah.
And that helps me figure things out. Yeah.
Yeah. And to become more confident in your own decision and figuring out, hey, this is my business, right? You are not building another Anuraja Co. You are building your company. What is the
Right. And
result? Yeah, sorry.
sorry, no, I mean, like, yeah, and it helps build the muscle of thinking that way, which is important because you always want to not just rely on somebody giving you answers.
Exactly. Love it. What is the result that you are most proud of?
I feel like I'm proud of the growth I had over the 7 months. Like, I did not, like, in my head, I never realized that, oh, these things would happen. It was more like a single track that I had in my head that, oh, I'll sell the $30 mentorship to 1,000 people, make $3,000. And that's how I was going to scale. But it totally changed my offer. It totally changed my mindset. And I feel like now, I feel much more ready to go to a higher goal because earlier my highest goal was like 10K and a month, and I was like, okay, this is all I want to do, and I'll be happy. And that kind of shifted the moment I started making a little more money,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, actually, this is
this is
nothing. Like I want
nothing.
I mean, I have to do more I want to see how far this can go. And it felt like more like a business than like a passion project.
You know, as your coach, I have big dreams for you. Like I have big vision with the personal brand you have, the way you coach your clients, the way you care about your clients. Like you you deserve a big cheesecake
Mm,
in this industry, you know? Um
love.
yeah. If you last question or the latest question, okay? So if you had not joined Leverage 20, where do you think your business would be today?
I think, yeah, I would be totally confused in terms of like the low ticket item,
Mhm.
and I would have like tried to figure out. Another thing that I liked about your mentorship was it was a long period. A lot of mentorship I've seen is like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. But here I get like a year of mentorship, which I feel like, yes, because every day I have a different problem. Like,
Mm.
even if you gave me all the tools, you have taught us the course and everything, and I've gotten all the tools, but every day I have a different mental issue that I'm dealing with, a different capacity issue that I
Mm.
have. So I want to
Mhm.
talk to somebody who I know will give me like guidance, and if it's urgent, I'll be like, yes, this is urgent, can you help me think through
Mm.
this? So I feel like if I didn't like join, I wouldn't have guidance in terms of what to actually do
Yeah.
next half of the time. Like,
Mm.
I'll have to continuously trial and error, and that's a very long waste of time and energy. I feel like it's better to pay the money
Yeah.
and get the mentorship to get the quickest route than like spend years in figuring it out. Like, so money is not relevant in terms of the time and your spirit.
I love it. What has this investment actually given you beyond the sales, the revenue you have made?
I feel it's given me confidence of like I can do something out of my 9 to 5
Mhm.
also if
Mhm.
push comes to shove, because being laid off is very real in today's market, and also like being confident in like I can generate my own income I do not have to rely on somebody to give me a job. So I feel like that is such a big thing, and realizing that I actually love being a coach. I actually enjoy being a mentor. That's my personality. And I always was like the person who talks to everyone. I'm like a social butterfly and wants to give advice as well. And I got
Free coaching.
yeah.
We have overcome that.
Yeah, free coaching as well. Yeah, exactly. So that's how I started my channel by
Yeah.
because I felt like I could help people,
Mm.
and I feel I didn't realize how to channel that properly. And now finally I've realized that okay, this makes like perfect sense of how my transition has happened. Otherwise, I would have mostly been just a creator, not actually niching down, being more like a job hunt creator and focusing on my creator business side of things, but not really this. So I feel like now I have more independence. It feels like I have two things that are going for me. So yeah,
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Vinita.
of
Is
course.
there something else you want to add to women of color coaches who are thinking about joining Leverage 20, but they are scared to jump in because, I mean, it's a big commitment you are doing to yourself. You have to actually like you bet on yourself. I remember our first sales call. We even did a second sales call, right? You also needed to trust yourself, make the decision and bet on you, which was the biggest decision before you said yes, right? What would you actually give them as an advice?
Yeah, I would say definitely like thumbs up, go for it because it will give you like confidence of like how to navigate all the different stages of the like how building a business. You're not confused, you're always like having a path to follow, and always I feel mentorship is so important. It will lead you, it is like a fast track to where you want to go. So in terms of thinking of like signing up for mentorship, I would say yes, definitely. And Anu as a coach is so supportive and is like a great coach in terms of helping you build from scratch, because that is something a lot of times people wouldn't know like how to start. And this has been like the part where I wanted help from somebody who I can start with and who would understand like issues that we as women are dealing with. We have families, we have like like so many things that we need to juggle. And also just being a woman, there are some things that we have to deal with which are not generic and general for like men per se. So I would say like in that way, yes, I totally I like there's actually a chapter in your thing which talks about how to cycle sync your business, which I really love, because a lot of times I'm so hard on myself because I'm like, I'm not doing this, I should be doing this. And then I realized that, but this is the time of the month that I will not be like feeling like it. And then there are times where I'm like, yes, I'm so excited, I'm going to do everything, I want to climb the mountains, sort of a
Make my
mentality.
million.
Yeah, exactly. So then I'm like, okay, I need to think about how to actually sync my cycle to that. So I feel like having that mindset was really helpful, and just yeah, I just had a really good learning curve for sure.
I love it, Vinita. I'm super excited for your next growth.
Mhm.
So Vinita is actually planning her group launch in the next 8 weeks. So it will be successful, and then growth is only happening from there.
Yes,
Thank you
so
so
excited.
much, Vinita.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
So, Vinita's story is such a powerful reminder that your current price, your audience size, or your sales history does not determine what is possible for your business. When you strengthen your offer, you communicate the value clearly enough, and you learn how to sell your offer to the right people, your revenue can grow while your business gets lighter. And Vinita is just getting started. So, when you are ready to learn how to increase your revenue by 50% without adding more stuff onto your plate, click the link below and apply for Leverage 20. Let's make sure that your business gets lighter as your revenue gets bigger and bigger.